Hello, my name is Dawson Richard, and this is my extra credit vlog for the GLP project. This one on being a guest. So my friend's roommate is from China, and when in my time hanging out with my buddy, I would also be hanging out with his roommate. And he was very interested in our culture and doing things that were culturally relevant to us. But one day, we all decided that we were going to go shopping, and he asked if we wanted to join him going to the Oriental Mart on Grand River. At first, we were both a little apprehensive about it because we had no clue what it was going to be like in the mart or what they sold because we really had no understanding of his culture. But we hopped in the car and went with him anyways, hoping to enjoy the experience. When we got there, it didn't really seem that much out of the ordinary for a little mini mart, but there were some bright yellow Chinese letters to the left, and then to the right there were bright red letters that spelled Oriental Mart. When we went inside, we were totally shocked at what we saw. As far as looks goes, it looked like a standard shop with rows of goods and different kinds of food and other stuff, but almost all the merchandise were brands written in all different sorts of languages that we were not familiar with. All the different style goods were not necessarily off-putting, but all the different goods were a little overwhelming, not knowing what things were or how they would taste or different things like that. My buddy's roommate saw that I was having trouble finding anything that I wanted to buy, so he took me around and showed me different things that he liked. At first, he took me to the different kinds of ramen that he liked. Since we were all broke college kids, ramen is an important part of our diets. But it was still hard for me to figure out the different flavors, so I picked what looked aesthetically spicy because I enjoy spicy food, and I took what also he claimed was his favorite, so that way I can compare the differences. I later found that his was for sure much better than the one that I grabbed, but that is a different story. After he took me After he took me to the ramen aisle, we went to the candy aisle. There were all different colors and all different packages with different images and assortments on it, and so it was very difficult to navigate, even more so than the ramen. But he showed me the candies that he preferred, mostly milk candies, and the ones that were popular from where he was from. I'm not a big candy person, but I decided to buy some just to experience what they were like. And although I thought the milk candies were a little bland, they were quite good and I enjoyed them. Some parts of the store were like any other stores that I would find back home with different assortments of veggies and meats. But there was a lobster tank in the back that I couldn't help but go and gawk at for a while. We toured the entire store, checking out all the different things that we found, and we ended up buying some cool things like this bowl right here. Yep, bought that. Really like the bowl, it's huge. Um, and we enjoyed experiencing some of his culture for a change instead of forcing him to experience ours. I learned what kinds of things he experiences when he's at home and got a small glimpse into his immense culture. From this experience, I learned that there are many differences between cultures, and if you're unwilling to experience those differences, then you'll never be competent about different cultures. As an educator, it is very important to be knowledgeable about different cultures because different students can have different cultures in many different classrooms. According to Ladson Billings' view on cultural pedagogy, it is important for educators to maintain cultural competence in order to use students' culture to encourage learning. Along with different things that I learned about education, I learned a lot about my buddy's roommate and different things about his culture just by going and visiting something that was important to him, like what he eats and what he enjoys and different things that he uses to eat. It was a pretty positive experience, and I enjoyed seeing his culture, and I learned quite a bit from it. Thank you for listening.